Hello, hello, Chris Baki from Games Previewed with a quick look at Dogs of the Galaxies. Rough, rough, rough. Okay, so this is Dogs of the Galaxies, and this is all about becoming the most creative dog breeder that you can. 3 types of cards defined by their rarity. The common cards are worth 1 point. The epic cards are worth 2 points, and you'll notice there are fewer of them here. And there are 3-point legendary cards, even fewer of those. There are also a handful of imaginary cards, and these just let you create your own dog as you go. And then, of course, we just have the card back here. So this is one of those games that uses the classic impress the judge mechanic that you've seen in Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples or a lot of other games. To earn each type of card, players are going to do different things. With these common cards here, you're just going to try to think of a name for the dog. With these epic cards, you want to try to think of a name for the dog that uses these keywords. So the hawk could become Hawkeye, this could become Grimlord or something like that, but you want to be as creative as you can. This is one of those games that really brings out the creative in people. For the legendaries, you're thinking of a name that uses the keyword and also make a sound that this dog might make. So I don't know what kind of sound a pest might make, but maybe it sounds like an insect or a crawling creature or something like that. With Void, maybe just like a Jaws sort of theme or something, I don't know. So the judge in this game is called the dog breeder, and they're the one that draws a card and decides who wins the round. For the legendary cards, because you have to think of a name and a sound, the dog breeder gets to decide whether the sound or the name should win the round. And you play until someone achieves 10 points, and then that person is the winner. So this isn't just about the dog breeder sort of sitting back and letting everyone else have all the fun. The dog breeder starts by describing the dog on this card. And I gotta say, the artwork here is pretty freaking cool. Each of these is unique, and you can definitely tell they started with a dog and then they went to a lot of wild places with it. So I really got to give kudos to the art for this game. Okay, enough about the artwork. The dog breeder is going to draw a card, and they're going to start describing the dog shown on the card. You may not show this card to other players. You may add some funny things from your imagination. You can say, or you need to say, whether it's a legendary, an epic sort of card. And then with the legendary cards, you must, like these cards here, you must announce the keyword, the name of the thing. These descriptions should not take longer than 30 seconds or so this is a pretty fast-paced game. The How to Play guide also says the dog breeder must also imitate the facial expression of the dog they're describing. So again, this isn't just everyone else is having the fun and the judge just has to figure out who to choose or whatever. The judge is also an active part in this creativity and being silly about things. As mentioned before, whoever gets to 10 points first wins the game. The player with the least points will wag their tail while barking like a dog. If more than one player achieves this infamy equally, a coin toss could decide who wags, who barks, or who else gets to act like a fool. It's kind of fun. Okay, so that was Dogs of the Galaxies. I gotta say, this is a lot of fun. You really have to be on the creative side to really get into it. It is kind of a silly sort of a game. It's not going to be for the serious gamers. It's not going to be for the hardcore gamers. This is the sort of game I could see people playing while they're having drinks at home. Maybe something you play at a hostel with some people that maybe don't speak English very well, because the English on these cards is just incidental. There's no real need to read it except for the name on the card. The other thing I like about this game is that the artwork is cool. I mean, it really feels like each of these characters just gets a lot of attention and a lot of cool details. You can kind of tell like each of these has a fun personality to them, you know. None of these feel like they're cookie cutters that they were taken from some other game. That just doesn't happen here. Another thing you might do with this game and with the cards is make up your own games. Again, this comes back to just the basic elements of the cards and how little text there is on them. You could make all sorts of games. Maybe you play some sort of memory game where you have trying to find two cards with the same color on it, or two dogs that look the same as each other, or something like that. There's a lot of different ways you can use your creativity to have some fun with these cards. My only critique with this game is that it might feel like a one-trick pony, like Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples. It's all about impressing the judge, and doing that, getting there, can mean any number of silly things based on the group you're playing with. That said, that's okay for what this is. It's a simple, casual party game that's not trying to be the next Gloomhaven. It's not trying to be anything super fancy. It's just a simple, fun, easy to learn, easy to play game. So for that reason, if you like the simple to learn casual games, this is going to be right up your alley. This has been Chris Bakke from Games Previewed. Thanks a lot for watching.